Hi, my name is Casey Clark with Yes JCB and also Yes Equipment and Services. This is a 2013 JCB 260 skid steer, our number of N013573, serial number of 2196425. We're going to do a quick walk around with you on this machine today to show you the capabilities and the options that it has. Please follow me to the front of the machine. This particular 260 is spec'd out with universal skid steer attach plate. It is an electronic over hydraulic quick attach plate. Will attach to any of your skid steer attachments that you have existing in your fleet. Now you'll notice this only has one boom, as you see. Big reason for that is JCB has pioneered the idea of only one boom on skid steers and telehandlers and things like that. So that's where they have come with this technology. Now this boom itself, lifetime warranted, is a high tensile steel strength boom, which is one continuous piece all the way through to your torque bar. The torque bar on this machine is right here. Unlike other twin arm machines that have the torque bar that runs across the rear of the machine, this actually comes right up in front and is built right into the boom. It's not welded to, it's welded through the boom. Higher strength gives you what you need for this machine. As we walk around the machine a little bit more, all your hydraulic connections are right here. This is high flow hydraulics up to 33 GPM. You do have a 14-pin connector also to allow you to run any type of attachments that require other controls like snow blowers or anything of that nature. And once we get that back on. Now, as we bring around the machine, you will notice that the boom is one continuous piece. That is what helps the strength of this boom. On top of the boom, this is a raceway cover that allows your hoses and everything to be lied into the boom. Now, in the case you do have a failure of hydraulic hoses, you can remove this, take out your offended hose, bring in your new one, and lay it right into place without having to fish it through the boom. Now, fuel, unlike a lot of pieces of equipment, our fuel is slung low down on the right-hand side. Allows for easy access to your diesel fuel tank. It is locking also. So if you're in a bad area or you have to leave your machine in a kind of bad area, you can lock it up without any problems. Now, as you notice on the machine and on the boom itself, all the hydraulic lines are sealed off away from pieces of the boom so that we don't have any problems with the boom coming down into anything and harming it. Now, if you follow me around to the rear of the machine, you have a wide rear opening door to access your engine. This has the 74 horse JCB EcoMax Tier 4 final engine without DPF filter and without any type of after treatment. All of your daily checks are right up front. Water fuel separator here, oil here, hydraulic tank here. Here's your hydraulic sight gauge for easy access. Now, battery is underneath your air intake here. If you need to leave your machine overnight and need to disable it, you can remove this key, which will allow you to leave your machine and no one will be able to operate the machine. Now we'll come bring it back around to the biggest portion of the JCB machine is the side door. Now, side door entry gives you the ultimate in accessibility into this machine. Step up with your left, bring it across, and you're in. Drop your left hand arm pod, drop your lap bar, and in this case, normally you would shut the door, but we'll leave it open just for examples here. Keys are up on the right hand dash. You have your right hand dash here. This gives starting. All of your lights here, gauges. This will be engine temperature, hydraulic oil temperature, fuel. Park brake is here. 456 is to release your hydraulics. 0 is to release your auxiliary hydraulics. 789 is to put the machine into float. 1, 2, 3 will give you your lights. Now, you have a hand rheostat throttle, which is what I would suggest using most of the time. You can set it to wherever you want and have your RPMs at that speed. You also have a foot throttle down below. If Kathy wants to pan down here, you do have a foot throttle down below that allows for instant RPM usage. Now we come back up to the dash. You will have time, T modes, which is your transmission modes, 1, 2, and 3. 3 will be your fastest mode, 2 will be a little slower, and 1 will be slower yet. This only affects the transmission and not the loader. If you push I again, you will get to the loader mode, 1, 2, and 3. Excuse me. 3 is the fastest of the 3 models, of the 3 modes. That 1 will be the slowest. So choose whichever one you'd like. Idle off, this is for the auto idle. If you turn it on, your machine will auto idle down when you are not using it. If you leave it off, your RPMs will stay constant. Next up is your hour meter. As you see on this machine, it has 309.4 hours right at the moment. Now, we will come over to the left-hand pod. What you have here, disconnect for your bucket, open, close. What you want to do is push and hold. Once you notice that your quick hitch has come open, then you can drop your bucket, come back, close your bucket here. It'll lock into place and you're ready to go. If you need high flow up to 33 GPM, push this button. It will go into high flow. Next up is your ISO to H pattern. In normal operation, ISO pattern is left hand stick controls the movement of the machine. Right hand stick will control your boom and bucket. If you lift up your lap bar while your machine's running and you press H for the H pattern, it will put your machine into a different pattern. So it will be forward, reverse, left, right, boom, up and down, and bucket, out, dump, and crowd. Excuse me. Next up, we should probably take this thing through an actual operation to show you what it's actually doing. So we're going to go ahead and start the machine up right here. In most cases, unless it's under 43 degrees, if it is under 43 degrees, the glow plugs will come on. In that case, you leave on the key, let it run, your glow plugs will show, and once that light goes off, then you can start your machine. To start operation, you will want to hit park brake. 4, 5, 6 will unlock your hydraulics and your transmission. Now, to run this machine in ISO pattern, pull back the right stick to left, push down the right stick to lower, pull in the right stick to crowd, push out the right stick to dump. Now we'll show you I'm going to have Kathy walk around the machine and show you the vertical lift of this machine. There are a couple different things that you need to do. First off, you do know that there is a large opening rear door to the machine, plus there is also the tilt forward cab. Now, to tilt forward the cab, all you need to do is take your boom up all the way up in the air like I showed here. Pop out your machine, which by the way is the only machine that you can do this with safely, since it does have a side board. Walk around the machine. You want to remove this red strut off of this. This place is where they put it for easy access to the operator. Once your boom is in the air, you want to take this strut and lock your boom out. That way, there's no possible way that this boom can come down on top of you while you're doing any sort of work. Next up, we can walk around in front of the machine now. Inside the cab, here and here, are two deep 15/16 deep well socket nuts. So take your deep well socket, 15/16, drop in here, loosen it up on both sides. Once your nuts are out, throw them in the cup holder, best place to hold them. Once they're out, close your door. Best place to grab is here and here. Lift your machine up. Your cab is out of the way and free now. You have a small pin. Remove this pin. Place this brace down to help so you don't have any problems with the machine coming down on top of you. Now, as you see in this area, you have all your valve block, your hydraulic blocks and things like that you need. Your hydraulic cylinder, or not cylinder, excuse me, your hydraulic filter is on the back side of this machine. Very easy to take up the cab, as it is very easy to lower the cab too. Whoop. As you can see, all electrical components are covered and sealed. Everything is nice and out of the way. You are able to access everything within the machine itself. Okay, now as I said, gas strut assist, so it'll be easy to open and it makes it easy to close. Bring it down, lock it into place, and away you go. Now, I don't know what else I was going to say.